if you're an American who is considering leaving the country to move somewhere else, make sure that the location you choose isn't based off of fear and lack mentality. I regret moving to Costa Rica. It's a beautiful country. I love the nature and wildlife, but moving to a country where I don't know the language, I don't have any connections, resources, or opportunities, that didn't make my life any easier by any means.
No way!
I'm so tired! I'm so exhausted! Like, it has to stop! It has to stop soon! Like, I'm not even kidding! Like, get me out of here! Oh my freaking god! Ah!
Exit, dramatic exit.
It is a very sad day in America when you are planning you and your family's exit strategy.
This isn't the airport. You don't need to announce your departure.
I was just so scared of what's going on in America politically that I was in fight or flight. I was like, how am I gonna afford to survive? Like, how am I gonna find a place to live? Like, I was freaking out. And then I came here and made my life so much harder. And now I'm trying to go back, and I just like wish I didn't leave in the first place. And it's so weird to like want to move to America right now with everything that's going on, but I just left so many privileges and resources behind, and I want them back. It sucks, but I kind of grew up in an interesting way. I was like the poorest person in the wealthiest rooms throughout most of my childhood. I was extremely wealthy till I was like age 6. I had this beautiful waterfront mansion with a private beach and pool, and then my parents got divorced and I ended up with a parent who didn't have money. So we were living out of like trailers and hotels and lower income housing, but I was still in these really wealthy situations. Like, I was in private school and cotillions and dance lessons, and I always thought that I was so poor because I was the poorest person that I knew. And all of my friends had like millionaire and billionaire parents. Now that I've traveled, I've seen like real poverty, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't poor. But as a kid, I had these really luxurious vacations through my friends and family members where like my first introduction to Costa Rica, it was like when I was 17 years old. I came with my friend's family and we stayed at exclusive resorts. We were having lunch at the Four Seasons, and like same with my Hawaii experiences. My family friends took me and we stayed at the Grand Wailea and the Hyatt, all these really fancy luxury resorts, and we would explore.
And she thought she was broke. Wow. It's crazy to me that you can be going on all of these super expensive vacations and think that you are poor. Like, how out of touch do you have to be? This lady has been living life on easy mode.
The areas too, but you know, living in Nonavale or Pahoa is very different than taking a vacation at the Grand Wailea or Four Seasons. So, you know, my travels and moves, I've really realized how privileged I've been, and there's a lot of things that like made me run away from LA and Orange County, some traumatic experiences and terrible people. But I left a lot of resources and great people behind, and I need to be in those environments again. I really miss luxury environments.
So somebody who is spoiled and rich decided to move to a poor country and found out. Oh my gosh. Doesn't speak the language of the country she moved to, but anticipated no issues with that. Honey, Trump is the least of your problems. Unless you develop critical thinking skills, you'll continue to make poor decisions. Wow, it's almost like America is the greatest country in the world. Here's some cheese to go along with your wine. Oh, you poor thing.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You need to be prepared. You need to have all your documents. You need to have your passports for you, for your spouse, for your kids. You just need to have it. There's evidence that they are trying to make a law to where we can't even get passports. So you need to do it now. I never thought we would be here, and it makes me sad to have that plan, but what are we left to do?
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, here we are. It's Friday, and we are just literally minutes away from the border to Canada. Who would have thought at age 60 that this would be our day and our plan and our actions? And I know it sounds dramatic and like something from a movie, but it's really true. We just feel so scrutinized and so silenced and so being portrayed as domestic because we're standing up for what we believe in this country and what we believe is being violated.
So for this guy, standing up for what he believes in literally means standing up, packing your bags, and on foot, because that's how you fight for what you believe in. Oh my goodness.
And is in it, actually, and has been since he hit the ground running in January, the day he was inaugurated. It's really frightening, and it's really unsettling, and there's just no peace in that the folks that follow him and voted for him are just being barraged with this indoctrination by this cult of personality to believe through just repeated messaging that Democrats are the enemy within, his words, that all Democrats across the border domestic, again, his words,
No.
that
no, those aren't his words. He's got the nerve to say that we're being barraged by disinformation. Oh my goodness. He's just saying the most unhinged things. No, of course we don't believe that all Democrats are bad people or that they are dangerous or that they're going to do bad things. That's some of the silliest nonsense I've ever heard.
this straw man that they're building with Antifa to give them something to be outraged about, that they feel they need to take up some sort of vigilantism to seek out and seek retribution on their own. It's just whipping up this frenzy of hatred, just like 80 years ago in the 40s, when the regime there and their leader were messaging out the same things.
We know. We've heard it a million times over and over and over again. Trump is literally H.
There's so many parallels in history that are being seen all over again. And who would have thought here in the 21st century, years, hundreds of years after a civil war, after fighting for freedom in the 1940s and the 1950s, to keep authoritarian regimes like this out of our country and off of our soil, that somebody would rise up from within our country with no political experience and whip up this frenzy of ego and power to try to, again, divisively create this enemy, because that's a real trigger and that's a real knee-jerk to a lot of his followers, that they're trying to destroy us and they're trying to destroy our values. When you look at it, and they're destroying the values in their actions because of who they are. Anyway, here we are. It finds us crossing over into Canada for a few weeks to get a taste of what freedom and diversity and friendship and everything is like again.
I love how this guy's going to a country looking for freedom in a country that doesn't have free speech. Oh, wait till he finds out that we actually have more rights and privileges in America than anywhere else.
And something that we have lost and forgotten since January, with years to go in this regime. Oh my God. 10 months. It seems like a lifetime. But anyway, we'll go there. We'll check it out for 3 weeks. We'll reevaluate, see what the plan is. If it's longer, if it's extended, if it's semi-permanent, I don't know. But here's where we're at. We'll update you more as we go.
I wish him well. I hope he enjoys Canada. So much so that he decides to stay forever. And maybe he'll love it so much that he'll decide to renounce his citizenship and decide to become a citizen of Canada. Canada has less freedoms than America. Who's going to tell him? He's escaping by moving to a country where you get arrested for honking and censored for memes. Bro just traded the Bill of Rights for maple syrup and state-approved speech. You can use my Buy Me a Coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?